Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. I'm here with my special guest, Zach. We just finished up our audio show, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It is posted. You guys know how that shit goes. It takes a little long, so you guys are going to have to wait to see that. It was a 42-minute episode. We talked a lot about it. We talked about FSU, Florida State, getting off of the college football playoffs because of the committee. We talked about college football playoffs, the top four teams who we have winning the national championship. We went over some bowl games that really don't matter that are coming up in the next couple weeks. We also went over the NBA in-season tournament, who we got winning the cup, and how surprising this has been for the NBA as a whole and as a league. And now people are much more in depth and watching this. And then as our last segment, we went over some MLB free agencies with Shohei Ohtani, all the big names, Juan Soto, Cody Bellinger, just to name a few. But here today, we're going to be talking strictly NFL football. First up, we're going to be going the NFL schedule for this weekend, and then we're going to be talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys. And why are we going to talk about the Eagles and Cowboys, Zach? Why are we going to do that?
Because, man, I'm a diehard Birds fan, and you're a diehard Boys fan. You know, nothing better. Talk a little Birds, Boys.
Exactly. All right, so let's get right into this NFL schedule, and then we'll get into the heart of the show, which is Eagles Cowboys talk. First up, Thursday Night Football. Very bad game. I don't know if Kenny Pickett's going to play. He did get injured. He's not playing, so that is huge. That is big.
Mitchell Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi.
Oh God. And the Steelers might not have Najee Harris, as we might be seeing. So they're going to have down their two stars in Thursday night's game, which might give the Patriots an edge. But we saw against the Chargers, they scored 0 points, and they scored 7 against the Giants the previous week. They have combined for 7 points in 2 weeks. That is absolutely horrible.
Yep.
So no matter what, I'm going to go with the Steelers at home, taking the win over the Patriots. What do you got?
Same thing. I think, the Steelers, it's going to be an ugly game. It's not going to be enjoyable to watch unless you have fantasy players on these teams. Unless you are a diehard or unless you have money on this game, no one's going to be interested. But at home, the Steelers, Mike Tomlin always finds a way to be competitive no matter what. He's immune to having a bad season. The Patriots, on the other hand, without Brady, they have sucked. They had one good year with Mac Jones, and other than that, they have sucked. They have shown that Brady was their franchise. I got the Steelers. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I think betting the under for all the people out there, hammering the under.
Yes. Betting the under.
It's going to be ugly.
I don't think the Patriots.
The Steelers are going to pull away.
I don't think the Steelers. The Patriots scoring a touchdown.
They might not. It might be a 14-6 game. It might be a 17-9 game. You never know. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, all right. So we both got the Steelers winning. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one, even though we might say that the Jets are going to get absolutely demolished. But Aaron Rodgers is probably not coming back because they are 4-8. The Jets have no chance, especially if they lose this on Sunday against the Texans. Now, we know that Tank Dell is not playing. He might be out. First, they said that he was out for the remainder of the season. Now, people are saying he might be coming back. We'll see what happens. But no matter what, Texans and C.J. Stroud, just a better defense overall, better team, better offense, better quarterback. I'm going with the Texans over the Jets. I don't think we even have to say that much. I'm going Texans.
We don't have to say that much. Amount of saving time. C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, they're going to do their work. They're going to have a game. It's, Jets defense is going to be the only reason why this game might be competitive, but still, when you have an abysmal offense, when you have Zach Wilson, who I think they just named to be QB1 again, it's going to be Houston. It's going to be Houston big.
Yeah, I got that too. And I feel bad for Jets fans because they're going to be at home again, and they're just going to get disappointed like they did last week when they lost 13-8 to the Falcons.
Yeah.
Then at 1:00 Eastern time, we have the Rams and the Ravens. Now, people might say that the Rams are going to get destroyed. I don't think so. I think Matthew Stafford and his way of doing things with Puka Nacua, they might not have Tyler Higbee, but for my fantasy team, he did absolutely shit last week. So I don't care what anybody says. He's nothing. So the Ravens, I think, will win this game. I think they'll bounce back. They will be the top seed in the AFC without a doubt.
Yep.
I'm going with the Ravens. I don't think we have to say much about this. I got Ravens. What do you got?
Yep. Same thing. Rams going cross country. It's never easy. And I also heard that the weather for this game is going to be absolutely shit. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be windy. They're LA team. The Ravens. The Ravens are going to win this game.
Okay.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be because of the weather. It's going to be an ugly game too. But the Ravens at home, being the far superior team, are going to take care of business.
Okay, so we are 3 for 3 with Zach here when it comes to picks. Let's see if we can go full. The only game we're not going to go is the Eagles-Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to probably go all good, especially except for that Eagles-Cowboys game. Panthers-Saints, another terrible game. I mean, we haven't had a good game. Like, there's not – maybe the Ravens and Rams, maybe, but, like, that's an if. Panthers-Saints is going to be a horrible game. I'm going with Saints. I think they're going to rout the Panthers. At New Orleans, I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think we're going to agree on this one too. The Panthers defense is somewhat respectable.
Yeah.
Their offense, on the other hand, Bryce Young has not looked good. Derek Carr is not playing this game, but I think Jameis Winston's just as good. Just going to do, just going to give the ball to Olave and just give the ball to Kamara. He's going to give the ball to, their playmakers, and I got the Saints.
All right. So we are now 4 for 4. Now, Colts and Bengals. Bengals are without their quarterback, but their backup quarterback showed promise. He's threw for almost 400 yards and a touchdown last week. So I'm going to – and then the Colts have Gardner Minshew, which has been playing well. And Colts are really fighting for a playoff spot. Bengals look like they're still fighting. I don't know who to go with. But I don't think I trust a little bit more of Gardner Minshew and the Colts than I do with the Bengals and that backup quarterback because he really hasn't played that much. So I'm going to go with the Colts getting the win at the Bengals. It's going to be a close game. I think this is going to be a good game. So out of 4 games, we finally got the 5th game as a good game. I got the Colts beating the Bengals.
We're going to be agreeing once again. I think, Gardner Minshew I think he's a good quarterback. I saw it last year with the Eagles. Obviously, it was only a backup.
But against Dallas, you're talking about Dallas, correct?
Yeah, I mean, like no one thought that game was going to be competitive, and he put some points up against the Dallas defense. So we all saw what he did in Jacksonville too. Some people were confused on why they traded him. They thought that he would have been able to compete with Trevor Lawrence for at least that first year for that starting job. I got the Colts too. I think, losing Jonathan Taylor sucks, but Zach Moss in the beginning of the season showed that he's just as capable of doing the job. I really like Michael Pittman. I really like Josh Downs too, who's having a very solid rookie year. And I think the Colts are going to win this. I also think it's going to be a great game too, but I really like the Colts.
All right, so we are 5 for 5. Let's get it. Keep it on rolling. So for our 6th game, a horrible game. But a division game. So this actually might be not bad of a game. And I mean, the Bucs and the Falcons, they're both playing for a playoff spot to win the division. I mean, just still like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's
the NFC South.
I wonder why it's at 1:00 because it's a horrible Bucs at the Falcons. Atlanta just beat the Jets, which is really not a big thing. I mean, their defense is good. They won 13-8. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I don't know who you got because I'm very iffy about this one. What do you got here?
I'm gonna go with the Bucs. I think they've been.
Go with them too.
I think Baker has shown that he's an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans has been an absolute tear this last couple of games.
He's been playing.
And I think they're gonna ride the momentum. I think they're going to beat the Falcons.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you with the Buccaneers. I don't trust the Falcons. Their rookie quarterback, and then their rookie running back. I like their rookie running back. He's fantastic, but you got to have more players on the outside, and just the Bucs have more. So we are 6 for 6 in the NFL games. Now let me move down the schedule so we can get these other games in, and right here we'll have another 6 games. Yep. So let's get right to it. Hold up. All right. So first up, we got Jacksonville with no Trevor Lawrence, I believe, with a sprained ankle, so he will be out for this game. The Browns have no Deshaun Watson for the rest of the year. At Cleveland, Jacksonville lost to the Bengals. The Browns are still playing for playoffs. The Jaguars are still playing for the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Browns because of their defense. Their defense is going to be better suited to take care of the Jaguars' backup quarterback than the Jaguars' defense to take care of the Browns' backup quarterback. So I'm going with the Browns to win this game against the Jaguars. It's going to be a hard-fought, gritty game, but I got the Browns taking the win.
Yep, I agree with you here too. I think I think it's gonna come down to their defense, and I think the Browns, with Myles Garrett, Jim Schwartz, their defensive coordinator, who won the Super Bowl with the Eagles as their defensive coordinator. I think he's a very good one. I think the Browns are gonna do it. I think Joe Flacco, I think he's gonna get the start again. I think he's just gonna manage.
Unless the quarterback that had him, I forgot his name.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, I think if he's out of concussion protocol, I think he's gonna play.
Okay. I think regardless if it's DTR or old man Joe Flacco, the Browns minus Deshaun Watson, their quarterbacks are not there, but other than that, they're still more healthier than the Jags. The Jags just lost Christian Kirk, which is huge. They've been his, the wide receiver one for them. And I think just the Browns are just a little bit more healthier and they have the way better defense. So I got the Browns in this one too.
All right. Lions, Bears. At the Bears. Justin Fields. We saw this matchup at Detroit. Bears just barely lost. Lions had to come back. Lions lost on Thanksgiving to the Packers. I don't know. I'm going to go with my boy Justin Fields and the Bears to upset them this time.
I was thinking an upset too, but I think the Lions are just the better team, and I think they saw that they can't, take the Bears lightly. I think they're going to take them a lot more seriously, and I got the Lions in this one.
All right, so we disagree on one. So we were 7 for 7 until the 8th one. Seahawks 49ers. I'm not even gonna say a word. 49ers.
Yeah, Niners. As an Eagles fan, I just saw my team get their ass whooped.
As a Cowboys fan, I did that in Week 5.
So. Yeah, we are all both victims of the Niners, and just the Seahawks put up a respectable fight against y'all last Thursday, but I think that's not something they're going to keep doing, especially against his Niners defense. The Niners are going to win.
Yeah. Okay. So we reclaim back the winning thing. We both picked the same team this time.
Yep.
All right. So we are 2 for 3 on this 6th column. Then we have the Vikings and the Raiders. The Raiders suck ass. I'm going to go with the Vikings. They got too much talent. They got Dobbs. They got Hawkinson. They got a lot of these boys. I'm going to go with the Vikings taking the win over the Raiders.
Yeah. Same here. I think, Justin Jefferson's been activated off of IR. I'm not too sure what his availability is going to be for this game, but even if he doesn't play and he waits another week, I think the Vikings have, better playmakers. Devontae Adams is still going to have a game, but the Vikings are the better team and are going to win.
Okay, cool. So we are now 3 for 4. Denver Broncos and the Chargers. Chargers won a 6-0 win in Foxborough in horrible weather. Broncos took the L. I'm going to go with the Broncos because I think the Broncos are going to bounce back and beat the Chargers at the Chargers. After their loss last week, I think the Broncos are going to come back and win, as they did have it against the Texans, but Russell Wilson threw an interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
So I got the Broncos.
I think I'm going to go with the Chargers this one at home.
Damn, screw you, bro. We have to our nice, great chemistry.
I think, obviously playing in bad weather. They're gonna, be glad to be back in, SoFi. And yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers to beat the Broncos.
Okay, cool. So we are
3 for 3, 3 for 6.
No, yeah, no, we are 3 for 5. 3 for 5.
Yeah. 3 for 5. Yeah.
Yeah, Jaguars. We picked the Browns to win that game. 49ers against Seahawks. 49ers. Vikings. Raiders. Vikings. Okay, Bills. Chiefs. Bills coming off a
bye week, and then
Bills came off the loss to the Eagles 2 weeks ago, coming off their bye week. Kansas City comes off the loss to the Packers.
Oh yeah, Monday night
at Arrowhead. I don't know if you can even not go for Kansas City in this point. I mean, this is a do or die situation for Kansas City. They don't win this game, they're not doing nothing in the playoffs. I'm going with Kansas City and trusting Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid at Arrowhead with Taylor Swift in attendance. Probably. If these are going to be there, I got Kansas City.
If Taylor Swift was there, we all seen the stats of what Travis Kelce does when she's in attendance. I'm very glad.
Against the Packers, he kind of played like crap.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But
and against Philadelphia, he also played like crap.
She didn't go to the game. That was
didn't go to Philly?
Say. She didn't. She was in Kansas City, but she didn't go. She was in. She was stuck in Brazil or whatever.
But I thought she was there.
No, I'm
very
glad that she wasn't there.
Okay, yes, I do remember that.
Yep. So I also have Kansas City. I think the Bills are dead. They're dead. I mean, I think the Eagles killed the Bills.
I do too.
I think it's gonna be a lot more interesting, but the Chiefs are gonna win at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I think it's gonna be a close, great game, just like the playoffs were a couple years ago. But I think the Kansas City wins.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have. We'll leave this game after, but we have the Monday night game. We already know what that Sunday night game is gonna be. The Monday night game, we have the Packers at the Giants. I will never go for the Giants, so I'm going with the Packers. And just realistically, the Packers are going to destroy the Giants.
Same thing here. I'm never going to pick the Giants. Packers showed what they're going to, who they can be. And I'd live.
Hello? You want Taco Bell?
Sure. I'm filming a podcast with my classmate.
So awkward. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You go, bro. We'll keep that in there. That actually kind of fun.
All right. So I really like the Packers. I think they showed, Jordan Love showed, why he was given the keys to the franchise. So I've got the Packers over the Giants in MetLife.
Okay. That was just so funny. Oh, God. All right. So we got Packers winning that game. Now, Tennessee Titans versus the Miami Dolphins. I don't think we're going to say a word about this. I'm going with just Dolphins winning this game.
Dolphins, Tyreek Hill is going to get 200 yards.
Yeah, he probably might get more than that.
Just to make things a little bold, Tyreek Hill is going to get 200 yards.
Yeah. All right. So we finished up the schedule. Those are our picks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm assuming, Zach, that was your mother that came in and asked you about Taco Bell.
That was my sister.
That was your sister. Okay, yeah. So there you go. So now we it was a knock and then a knock and then a. Do you want Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so we are not cutting that out, ladies and gentlemen. That was a funny. Keep that
Thank you. That's too funny not to.
Yeah, it's too funny. It's too funny. And then your look was like, okay. All right, now the game that we've all been waiting for, game of the year. Philadelphia Eagles, fly, versus the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, where Dallas is undefeated since last year in their home against their division rivals, the Eagles, at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday night, this coming Sunday on December 10th. Cowboys versus Eagles, matchup of the year, probably deciding the division, no matter, or depending on how the records go at the end of the season. So no matter if we win this game and our record falls because we play a really hard schedule and you guys keep winning, then we all know who's the number 1 seed. But if we all end up with the same record at the end of the year, if we win this game, the Cowboys, then it would probably put us as the best team for the NFC East.
Yeah.
So I think our audience here, Zach, knows who we're going for, but who you got?
I got, in my head thinking about how we're going to talk about this, I weighed both options. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a realistic Eagles fan, but if the Eagles would have beat the Niners last week, then I could see the Cowboys beating the Eagles, which is weird to say, but with the sour taste that was left out of the Eagles' mouth of getting their ass absolutely handed to them by the Niners at home, Deebo Samuel was talking trash all year, and he backed it up. As an Eagles fan, I was pissed. We had fights. We had Big Dom, the security guard, getting thrown out. I think the Eagles have a chip on their shoulder now, and they want to prove that they are the top dogs in the NFC. And so I think they're going to give it to the Cowboys. I think Sunday night, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a bounce-back game. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a shootout. I do not trust this Eagles defense. Our secondary has let us down. But I think we're going to go playmaker for playmaker. I think the combo of Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown is going to overtake. Hot take, I think Darius Bland is, he get interceptions. All right, he could catch the ball. But in coverage, I think Smitty last game, they played them, exposed Darius Bland. And I think it's going to happen again. I think Smitty and A.J. Brown, if they don't go away with their game plan early, I think that's what they did last week against the Niners, where they stopped the run, and then the Eagles were like, all right, let's just not run the ball anymore. If they have a balanced offense, if they give the ball to their playmakers, if they give the ball to A.J. Brown on those quick slants and let him run, which I think that they will do, I got the Eagles going. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I got the Eagles 41-37.
Damn! Wow. Okay.
It's going to be a barn burner. I'm telling you that.
All right. Okay. So you got your time. Now let me get my time. Now I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. I will let you know when my Cowboys are absolutely shit. I'll let you know when my Cowboys are actually really good. For me, it's a bit of a toss-up since our last game against an actual good team was you guys, but the previous game was the 49ers, and we got absolutely hammered. And it looked in the beginning like you guys were going to hammer us again. You guys were up by 10 early in that fourth quarter, ending the third into the fourth. And it looked pretty promising that you guys were going to win that game pretty handily. But then came Dak Prescott, Superman Dak Prescott. He came out of nowhere and drove down the field. And our defense had 3 consecutive stops in that fourth quarter with 4 or 5 minutes left in that game. And you guys did not get a first down. And we had a chance to win that game, or at least tie the game. I mean, I can't say we had a chance to win the game because we couldn't get down. But we got down to the 6-yard line with 40 seconds left. And then we had a penalty and then a sack and then another penalty. And then we had 3rd down and 26. We were 4 yards short of the end zone. So we were 4 yards short. And to be honest, a half of a foot, a half of 6 inches away from getting a 2-point conversion, where if all that shit happens, we're kicking a field goal tie game. And who knows what happened in overtime, because a lot of shit can happen in overtime. But not making excuses, you guys got the win. It is what it is. Our defense didn't come to play that game. We gave up 28 points. We should have never gave up some of the points that we gave up. And a lot of that was Bland getting burned again by Devontae Smith for that touchdown in the back of the end zone. That was the big one. But A.J. Brown really was in check that game. It was more of Smith. And you're not going to be able to shut down both of them. Smith or Brown is going to have it. Even the 49ers game, Brown and Smith were going back and forth. I mean, they still had some catches. They had some big catches. But it was just too much that the 49ers gave you guys. I think this game is going to be a tale of two halves. I think you're going to have the Eagles are going to come out strong either. They're going to run the ball. They're going to have good chemistry. We're going to come out slow, let's say. We're going to come out slow. We're going to get it going. you guys might get the win. If we come out and you guys score and we score, or we get the ball forced and we score and we get to stop, I'm saying I don't think it's going to be a 41-37 game. I think it's going to be a similar game to the first game. But I think it's going to be the flip. So I think we're going to have the balanced offense. We're going to start out good. You guys are going to make the late comeback and then just fall short. So I'm not saying we're blowing you out. I'm not being biased. But I think it's going to be a little lower score, below 30s. I'm going to go with this is a close one. I'm going to go with us winning 28-21. I got us winning by 7. 28-21. I was going to say 24, but I was like, I don't think it's going to be I think there's going to be one field goal.
Okay.
It might not even be a field goal. I don't think there's probably going to be any field goals. I think it's all going to be straight touchdowns. But again, we could be totally wrong. I mean, you could be completely right. I could be completely right. We could be totally wrong. It could be a 10-7 game and wins. But I don't think with the way our offenses are, both teams, not just mine, they're playing now, despite the 49ers game. Take away that game, you guys played great against Kansas City, great against us, great against the Bills, scored a lot of points. Other than that 49ers game, you guys have played really well. And I'm not going to say that you guys are the better team coming into the game, record-wise and points-wise, beating big teams. But the way Dak and that offense has been playing, you can't tell me not that you are not afraid to go into this game and come out as a losing factor. Because if we win this game, the momentum that we're going to have riding going against Buffalo, which Buffalo don't scare me even we're at Buffalo. We could be in the trenches. I don't care. I don't care what the thing is. I don't care what they get. They got to have like 50 feet of snow for them to beat us. I don't think we're even going to have a problem with Buffalo. Miami is going to be the test. I don't believe in Detroit. I think Detroit's going to be not an easy win, but I think we're going to win by 7 points or more. And then we got the Commanders, which we know is going to be a blowout. The only two games that I have that are really, really, really major are you guys and Miami. If we beat you guys, I think the only loss other than that could happen is either that Miami game. Because it only depends on if Bland or Stephon Gilmore can hold down Tyreek Hill. If we hold Tyreek Hill down to be less than 100 yards, we're winning the game.
Yeah.
That has to be the factor. I don't care about A-Chain. I don't care about Mostert. I don't care about Gesicki. I don't care about what's his name? What's the other wide receiver on
Jalen Waddle?
Yeah, I don't care about Jalen Waddle. It's got to be Tyreek Hill. Because the only way that Tua gets his yards and Tua is Tyreek. It's barely Jalen Waddle. It's been Tyreek. So that's the big thing. But back to the Philly game, I think that's how it's going to happen. I think it's going to be and I think whoever gets the one turnover is going to win the game. Whoever has that defining one turnover, against the Seattle Seahawks, the Cowboys got that pick by Bland. Yep. Yeah, we didn't do nothing with it, but the whole momentum turned. Even though right after that, they scored a touchdown, but we came right back, scored a touchdown in 2 seconds, got the stop 3 straight times on fourth down in that game in the fourth quarter. They went for it, and we stopped them 3 times. We gave up 35 points, but we got 4 turnovers, technically. Bland's pick 6, 3 straight fourth down stops. Those are turnovers on downs. So technically, those are turnovers. So we got 4 total turnovers, if you want to call them turnovers. I call them turnovers because we got the possession. That's the only way that possession is another way is a turnover. So I think that whoever gets that turnover will win the game. And I do not believe that there was any turnovers in that Philly game.
I think it was a clean game, both sides.
It was a clean game. So if whoever gets a turnover will decide who will win that game. Now, if no one gets a turnover, then it's going to just matter who started hot first and who is able to keep off the hot streak from the other team.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to go, and I don't think it's going to be above 30 points. I think both of our defense front lines are good. I think both of our secondaries have questions. But for me, I think the secondary for the Cowboys realistically is a little bit more better than the secondary for the Eagles. Playing wise. Now, position players, you guys have Slay. You guys got a lot of guys that are really good, but you guys got to play as a core. And I think the Cowboys do it a little bit better on both sides of offense and defense. by far, you guys have the better players on offense with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Scott, what's his name? Swift.
Yep.
You got Kelsey, whatever. The only thing that's really hurting us is that Tony Pollard needs to get hot. If he gets hot, you guys are cooked. Because if our offensive line is moving, he's moving. Like you saw that at the end of the Seahawks game.
Yeah.
Pollard got going a little bit. He was moving. I mean, he ended the game with like 70-something yards and a touchdown on 20-something carries. He played really well. If we get about 70 yards or more from Tony Pollard with a touchdown over 15 attempts, it's going to be hard to stop that. And then on top of that, you can't stop that. How are you going to stop the play action pass with CeeDee Lamb? No one on your team is guarding CeeDee Lamb. I've been saying it, and now finally Dak Prescott has listened to the man that has been telling him to just go to CeeDee Lamb when in doubt. And my thing was against your Eagles guys, Jalen Tolbert on a fourth down play. Him that one-on-one coverage, bruh. I don't care if he's triple team. It's fourth down. So if he thought the incomplete, it's their ball. We got the ball back anyway, so it didn't matter. Throw it to your number one guy. At least give him a jump ball. He has a chance. I'd rather have CeeDee going over two guys than Jalen Tolbert that's in and out of the game on a big fourth down, going off to the right side on like a little fade route, trying to jump over. I think it was Slay that was on him. Yeah. I don't know who it was, but I think it was trying to jump over and catch that. You got to go to your main guy. Other than that and stepping out of bounds, I think that was the only two mistakes that Dak Prescott made in that game. It was it. He had a phenomenal game. So I'm not going to be mad if we do lose this game. As long as Dak plays clean football, we look good, and you guys just make more plays than we do. So be it. It is what it is. We're going to see you guys again. It's not like it's not going to happen. I would rather no more than have a matchup between the Eagles Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl or an Eagles Cowboys to go to the NFC Championship to versus the Niners. Yeah. I want the hardest path. I want to get the bye, but I want to but in order to get the bye, you're only going to have 2 games, correct? You have you have 3. The division. You skip
the divisional, and then you have the conference.
And then you have the Super Bowl. So you have 3 games instead of 4, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I would take the 3 games. We get the bye, we play you, and then we play 49ers and play the Super Bowl. Because then no one can say we hid. We didn't get to play the best team, which was the 49ers or the Eagles, let's just say. And then they make those excuses, which they all do, for the Cowboys. Oh, yeah, you won the Super Bowl, but you didn't play the Niners. The Niners had you guys. You didn't play Philly. They beat you twice. You know, like that. That's all the questions that could happen. Let's say we win the Super Bowl, but we don't hit both of you guys. So I want to just cut that off. Because if we beat both of you guys and get to the Super Bowl, no one can talk shit, at least in the NFC's side.
Yep.
And then we're back to the promised land.
See, I'm going to talk a little shit right now. I have no confidence in you guys in the playoffs. I think
that's fine. There's nothing saying that we have. We've done nothing. You can say all you want. I have also argued that I can't say nothing in the playoffs because it's been 1995, 1996, and the Cowboys have been to an NFC championship. We've won 2 playoff games or 3 playoff games in the last decade.
Yeah, I think
that's not talking shit. That's just facts, bro.
I think you saying you want the hardest way to the championship, to the Super Bowl. I want the easiest way. I don't care what.
But the Eagles have been to the Super Bowl and have won a Super Bowl. So you guys already know how it is. So that's fine for you. But for us, there's the difference.
I wanna get that bye. I want to play, Seattle in the divisional round. Like I want to play like that lowest seed. And in the NFC Championship game, regardless of who it is, who knows? Who knows in the NFL playoffs? It could be Detroit. Maybe Detroit surprises all of us and beats the Niners or beats you guys. Who knows? The Packers. Who knows? It could really – it's going to be hard, but you never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a great game, I could say, and it's going to be a great end of the season, especially for the Cowboys side of things, because we'll really see if we're about it. Because we play you guys, then we play Buffalo, then we play at Miami, and then we play home against Detroit, and then we play at the Commanders. I mean, those games, especially not the Commanders, but the last 4 games are going to really show, right? 4? Yes, the last 4 games are going to really show if the Cowboys are the real deal. If we win 4 out of those 5, or if we win all 5, let's just say, or all 4, or 3 out of those 4, if we win all 4, then no one can talk anything. They're going to still talk, but they have no backup. Because other than the 49ers, but you can't say because the other team best to the 49ers and the Cowboys is you guys. And you guys lost by them too. So no one can talk really any shit. The 49ers have killed everybody.
Yeah.
So
except for the Browns.
Yeah, but that was a weird game, man.
That was a weird game, man. That was a weird.
It looked like Purdy was like concussed, bro.
Yeah, and he drove them down to the end of the field, and then they missed the field goal.
He looked very, very off that game. But Purdy, to me, is not an MVP. I think he's in a system that promotes him to be an MVP. Like, I think an MVP would be either a Dak or a Jalen Hurts. They have more of a game. Purdy is literally sit back, throw the ball. I mean, how good can you not be with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Mitchell as your second backup running back, the offensive line guru, Trent Williams is a monster, defense, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Ward, right? No, not Ward. Yeah, Ward.
Yeah, right? He had a great game against us.
Yeah, he had a great game. He locked down AJ Brown in the end zone. When you guys needed those touchdowns in the beginning, he locked up Devontae, and I think it was AJ Brown on the 2 touchdown throws to the end zone on when you guys got the 2 field goals. But so wrap this all up, Zach. I think it's going to be a great game. Best of luck to your Eagles.
Thank you. I hope the worst of luck for your Cowboys.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm giving the niceness because when people have talked so much crap, so if the Cowboys do win, the first phone call will be to you, but I will not be going crazy. I'll just be like, good game. Cowboys got the win. But off the phone, I'm be like, fuck the Eagles, guys. That was Zach and his crazy takes. The Eagles suck, whatever the case is. But it is football. I mean, these guys make millions of dollars.
Yeah,
we have nothing to do with it. We watch. For us to go crazy and then to shoot ourselves for no reason or shoot our foot, and I'm like, oh my God, my life is over because my Cowboys or the Eagles lost to the division rival. Some people take it too much, take it too far, and go crazy and start attacking people and dude, I can sit next to you at a bar or in a restaurant or at home, and we can have a conversation and watch good football between arch rivals, and we're not going to punch each other.
No, yeah.
People will be at home and all right, you know what? You're an Eagles fan. Screw you. And just bang. What are you doing? Or at a bar, you see those things all happen and those fiascos. So I hope that it's a great game. I hope it's not a boring game. I hope it's also not a blowout in either side. If the Cowboys blow you or the Eagles blow out us, I hope it's not because then it's just going to be like, ugh. So either one of us is going to be killed by fans, media. Stephen A. Smith is going to kill both of us if either one of us gets destroyed. More of us, the Cowboys, but
I can't take another blowout. If I can't take it. I mean, if we were to blow you guys out, I'm gonna be happy. But I like you said, we're here to watch good football.
Not to watch bullshit.
We don't want to watch bullshit. We want to see the 2 teams to say we're the best in the NFC, and we want both of them to give their best effort and to show it.
Exactly, because it's on Sunday night. It's the prime time game of the year.
I think this is going to be the most watched game. I think once the statistics get put out, I think it's going to blow out the Waters.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about it on Monday in our professor's class, David's class on Monday. We'll definitely talk about those statistics about how big this game was and how good of a game it was because we're definitely going to go. There's also another Eagles fan that's in your class. He sits on the diagonal across from you. He always comes in with an Eagles jersey on. Also sitting next to him is another Eagles fan. So I'm kind of outnumbered here, man. I got Giants, I got Eagles. There's no Cowboy fans in there.
We got Chris.
Who?
The guy who's next to me with the long hair?
Yeah.
He's a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys fan. Oh, I got to talk to my guy, man. I have to get him on the podcast so we can agree to some crap. That would have been cool to have him on the podcast today. That would have been nice. I didn't know that. I will talk to him about that coming up. But other than that, guys, again, Zach, appreciate you coming on. It was great to be talking some football, basketball, hockey, baseball. I mean, college football was awesome too. The only thing we didn't get to college basketball, but man, it's the start of the season so far. Yeah, we'll definitely get to it later down the road. But if you guys want to see more stuff about college football, college basketball, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, go to my TikTok, Fire Sports Pod. You can see all the things, going over, recapping all the games from previous nights, going over the games on the nights of, and going over spreads and bets and stuff like that. So definitely tune into that. Again, Zach, appreciate you coming on. We had a great time. I know you did. Your sister a little interrupted it, but it was kind of funny. Taco Bell. Hope you enjoy that Taco Bell. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for my YouTube show here today on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, here with Zach, our guest host, and that's pretty much it, guys. Peace out. Have a great rest of your night, and enjoy the weekend of football. Let's go, Cowboys!
Go Birds!
All right, peace out, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your night and weekend. Peace.